You ready? You got me running, you got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up, raise them out.
All right, happy Monday, everyone, or it might be a late Sunday evening, just depending on where you're watching in the world. And welcome to all our LCMS Trader Club members as well who are catching the call live. Hope everyone had a good weekend as well. A little bit happened over the weekend as well with developments with the Omicron variant of COVID-19 as well. But just to get things going first, I'll just do a quick introduction. For anyone that is watching this call on the YouTube channel as well, which is a bit of a delayed telecast. This is episode 429 of the Daily Currency Call presented by Forex Trading Asia, and it's the 29th of November. And a quick introduction on the currencies that we do analyze. They are as follows. So Monday, we've got the Aussie and Kiwi, Tuesday, the Euro, Wednesday, the Pound, Yen and Gold for Thursday, and then on Friday, we do the CAD and crypto as well. Now, the currency call is where we go through the market economic updates, the key support and resistance levels, trade ideas, and of course, much more. And this currency call is going to be very beneficial to the long-term investors and also the short-term traders. And here we will go through what could move prices, some possible trade ideas, and we'll also highlight the potential take profits and also the risks in regards to stop loss positions. Finally, and most importantly, is the disclaimer. So any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering in any trades. And what we have first up is we do have the Forex Trading Song Rapping Real Slim Gimme More Pips, a new nickname. But in a serious note, we are discussing the Omicron variant as well. There was some new information that we were discussing before the call started as well. So a little bit to talk about, and we've got quite a few people in as well. So everyone flooded in. So welcome, guys, and over to you now, Gimme.
All right, thank you, Shamanita. Okay, so let's talk about what? Omicron, yeah. Okay. I'm not going to talk about how many different spikes or mutations it has and things like that. All right. I'm just going to talk about the impact it had on the market last Friday. Okay. So, when this whole official announcement being made that, new variant has been released. Omicron, the Omicron variant, all right, there was actually a strong hit on the market, okay, across the board, okay, across the US market, the European market, the Asian market as well. All right. So we actually seen a strong sell-off in the stock market. Okay. Basically sentiment shifted from a more, I would say, the previously optimistic view to a more pessimistic view right now. Okay. At least for last Friday. Okay. So with the strong sell-off of the stock market and a strong, risk off sentiment. Okay. We actually see, I'm just going to show you guys the chart, quick one. All right. So we actually see a strong sell-off in most of the risk currency. Okay, so this, is it a bit unclear? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13 charts. Okay, so if it's a bit unclear, just let me know. I'm just going to zoom into a particular chart. Okay, but basically the charts over here are all based on H1. Okay, so this. Like right now, the first, the top left-hand corner chart is pound dollar. Okay, so this region over here, okay, I'm just going to mark it quick with a rectangle. Okay, this region over here is actually last Friday. All right, so it applies for the other charts as well. So as you guys can see, the period separator over here, it actually indicates Friday. Okay, so we can see that for most of the charts, okay, it was pretty, I would say, straightforward, right? For the Aussie dollar. Yeah, this chart over here, Aussie dollar, there's an obvious weakening. New Zealand dollar, weakening. Dollar CAD, there's a strengthening. The yen pairs are just, pound yen, euro yen, Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, CAD yen. except for francs yen. Okay, they have been moving like a strong downwards kind of direction. Okay, dollar yen as well, dollar francs as well. Okay, so you guys may be wondering, why is it that the pound and the euro actually did not weaken against the safe haven currency dollar? In fact, it actually strengthened, right? Look at the euro dollar. It actually strengthened by some 110 or 115, 20 pips. Okay, it's actually pretty much opposite of what I mentioned about the risk-off sentiment, right? So my take is this, okay, during the European market last Friday, okay, like I mentioned, there's a strong sell-off in stocks, all right? So in the European market and the London market, all right? So with that, okay, remember, this has something to do with intermarket analysis, meaning how the other markets, okay, the other financial market has an impact on the currency market, okay? So when investors, traders, or institutions sell off European stocks, UK stocks, and things like that, okay, there is actually a strong demand. There's actually a strong increase in demand of euro and the British pound, okay, which likely is the main cause of why the euro and the pound actually strengthens against the US dollar, okay, in this case. So yeah, if you guys are just wondering why is that the case, then this is probably going to be the case, all right? As you can see from the if it's against the yen and against the yen, correct? Pound and euro against the yen, we see a clear weakening. Okay, so that's for the pound and euro, which is during the European market session last Friday. Okay, I would say the currency that actually took the strongest hit, okay, out of the 8 major currencies is the Canadian dollar. Okay, why is that the case? Well, apart from the risk-off sentiment coming in, okay, remember what moves Canadian dollar is the oil as well. Okay, oil prices. Oil price actually took a hit. All right, let me see if I have my chart here. I have it here. Let me just open up market. Crude oil. Right. So this is the daily chart. Let me just get the hourly chart. Okay. So this region over here was last Friday. Okay. Clearly, we see that prices plunge from, wow, nice, $77 per barrel down to as low as $67. That's like freaking $10 drop in, per barrel price of crude, right? Since when we see such a big move? Okay, let's just go back to daily chart and see. You can see this super long bearish red candle over here. It's some $10 decline. And I mean, if you look back, the last time we can't even see when was the last time it actually hit. Wow, it actually has such huge price movement. Okay, I mean, we've seen one big price movement of around $5 back in like July 19. Okay, but that's nowhere close to what we've witnessed last Friday, right? You can see it's all pretty much uncomparable to last Friday. Okay, so with this strong drop in oil prices, okay, Canadian dollar is definitely going to get a very, very, very big negative impact on it, which explains why there's this super strong 130 pips increase in dollar CAD. Okay, and well, CAD yen, against the safe haven currency, it plunged by 240 pips. 240 pips in one day. Come on, So it's actually a double whammy for the Canadian dollar. Okay, first is the risk-off sentiment. Second is the impact of oil prices on the Canadian dollar. Okay, so with this whole Omicron, new variant thing coming in, okay, and this whole risk-off sentiment that the market is adopting at the moment, does that mean that, okay, it's been a new week, right? Today is a new week, start of a new week. Does that mean that we can carry on selling? Okay, this is something that I would pay more cautious about, especially today. Okay, do expect some form of a retracement. Okay, the market is not likely going to keep going moving one direction for an extended period of time. Okay, well, at least we may be seeing some form of a retracement, okay, before seeing more, I would say, downwards move coming in from the risky assets, risky currencies. Okay, so there is a limit to how much it can drop, right? So yeah, we will have to pay attention to sadly the case, the new COVID updates from the WHO. Okay, any form of I would say news coming out from the WHO or on COVID Omicron variant will likely cause an impact on market prices. Okay, at the moment we are seeing 2 cases from Hong Kong, 2 cases from Australia, and we even have cases coming in from Netherlands and what's that again? I can't remember, one more European country. Oh, Denmark. Yes, Denmark. So I just read an article. I'll share with you guys the article later on Reuters this morning. Okay, so right now, okay, these 4 countries, well, other than Africa, okay, are actually having cases on Omicron cases already. All right. So if hopefully it doesn't spread across like a wildfire, but if it does, then we can actually expect more risk off sentiment. Okay, so recently, I think, we have been hearing a lot of positive news coming out from some of the major central banks, okay, like the Fed, like Governor Assistant Governor Hawksby from the RBNZ, okay, New Zealand last Friday, from Canada, okay, they have ended tapering as well. So how will this actually impact, their future moves, okay? It will definitely have an impact, all right? And depending on how this Omicron saga will unfold, okay, central bankers may actually revise their forward guidance. Okay, the interest rate statement, the statement that they release, where they say, if COVID situation were to turn out better than expected, then we may consider a faster pace of tapering, and we may expect an earlier timeline for an interest rate hike. All these communication, okay, will likely be changed, okay, depending on how the Omicron saga will unfold, okay. While the most immediate one will be RBA, okay, because we'll be hearing from them next week, okay. While for RBA, unlikely there's going to be much of a change, okay. I'll cover more about the RBA next week, and then in December, of course, we'll be hearing from the Bank of England, okay. So I think last week, Bailey actually mentioned something like, we did not say we are going to increase rates, right? And there's going to be a change in forward guidance, okay? Because the one that has been adopted by his predecessor, Mark Carney, is not that useful in times of uncertainty like this period of time when we are having like COVID, right? Previously, just days ago, we are seeing optimism from the COVID situation, like how countries handle these cases. But right now, things may actually go back to square one, right? So with all these things coming in, it may actually affect the central bank's communication with the public on how, tapering of QE may proceed in the near future, right? So there is definitely going to be likely going to be a change in perception from the central bank's point of view. And I will keep you guys updated again on all this. But for now, as usual, keep our trade short term. All right, keep our trade short term. If you are looking to sell, just if you can make some profits off shorting some pairs, some currency pairs and things like that, yeah, just keep your trade short term, because probably we're going to be seeing a retracement from the markets and things like that. All right. So that's all I have to share with you guys for now. With that, I'll hand it back to Shermanator.
All right. Thank you. The Forex Trading Song Rapping Real Slim. Give me more pips. Now, guys, so in regards to the thesis there, you've got to really consider that it's the way to go is short term here. Now, I'm going to go into the US dollar index chart here now, just with Samtrade, and it's definitely relevant. We've seen on Friday night, now it was a reduced trading session just with Thanksgiving the day before. So it got, well, very much volatile. And we also had the COVID mutation announcement as well with, now Gimmy's also going to share an article, and I've got one from JP Morgan as well. But in conclusion, I was reading this before the call, and there's still some unknowns. So again, be cautious. And I was trading the ASX this morning, and that's really the whole feel of the session is it tried to get green, the ASX 200, it couldn't. So the risk sentiment is still a bit unclear. and just be cautious. Now, I've just got the daily time frame up here now for the US index, and we did see 96 flat test, and we have seen a gap up. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, we've been open now for a few hours for the session today, just to start the week off. And it was an interesting one, because I, got up quite early just to see how the Aussie dollar was going to open. And we did see that open up higher, which is, for risk sensitivity, it was interesting, but the gap closed within 30 minutes. So we saw some to and fro. And now in regards to today for the news, I'll just go over to the economic calendar, thanks to Forex Trading Asia. And what I would say is that obviously Friday night, there wasn't a lot happening. And if I just scroll down here now, so this is for Monday, and we're in GMT +8 time zone. Now, we have a little bit to discuss in regards to, we do have Fed Chair Powell testifying, and this is a bit of an ongoing thing, because that's also going into very early Tuesday morning. So obviously if you're not up that late, see how things open tomorrow. So really this is just a sit and wait scenario, because we have seen the US dollar charged a lot higher than I really anticipated, and quite quickly. So, and then obviously the sell-off happened, and there can be, multiple factors involved in that, but it was, just such a significant move higher, and really a pullback was healthy. I kept this in place here, and I'll go back to the charts, but really what we're seeing here is for tonight, we've got the pending home sales. They are expected to be a little bit stronger, 1%, negative 2.3% was for September. And again, if I just scroll down here, we've got Treasury Secretary Yellen speaking as well. What we could just see here is there's obviously a lot of talk going on. So really, frankly, I think it's again going to just be a moment where the market holds and waits, and probably wants to hear some more information about this COVID variant as well. We saw oil bounce as well this morning. So there's a lot going on, but markets are still a little bit tentative. So I wouldn't say that it was a complete fake news scenario. There's definitely some substance here. It's just now a matter of waiting. So in regards to the chart again, just we've got the news there in the back of our minds, just for recent developments. The chart just tells me that 96 was a pretty firm level, because we had some significant issues that were present in the markets, even during the European session, even in the Asian session on Friday. And we still saw this bounce happen. And even if we see a retest, of the lower 96 level, would be fine to see, just until we get a little more clarity here. And obviously we've got a lot going in the US right now as well, with all those FOMC members speaking. So stay cautious. We do have the call tonight at 8 p.m. GMT +8. So be an opportunity there just to see how markets have behaved. But for now, definitely just time to show a little bit of patience and sit and wait, and to see what needs to sort of take place before you sort of jump in and pick a direction. And again, keep things short term as well. So I would just say really even a pullback to the lower 96s would be nice to see, or just steady sideways price action. No trades currently on offer here now, guys. But we do have a little bit going on with the Aussie and the Kiwi as well today. And we've got Jindicator coming up now, just to discuss that and just to see if there's any trading opportunities as well. So over to you now, Jindicator.
Thanks for that, Scotty. So, the guys have been sharing with you quite a bit of info here. The main takeaway is that we're heading into another period of a bit more uncertainty again. So I actually think that this week we're looking into quite a good inverted commas scalping scenarios, because what I would best advise is what the guys have been saying is short-term trades, well-managed short-term trades, repeating it over and over again. Why I say that is because, again, jumping back to the news on Forex Trading Asia economic calendar here, today being Monday, let's go through it with a focus on the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar, and then also into the week as a whole. Today being Monday, we do have a whole bunch of news. Scott has been through that. No Aussie or Kiwi news at this point, but pay attention to the Fed Chair Powell's testifying at 11 o'clock. On Tuesday, again, a whole bunch of news, but I don't think these are going to move prices too much at this point because the focus is still back to the new variant. But what you're going to look at is, where is it? It's all the Eurozone news, the Euro CPI, the Canadian GDP, which I told you about last week already. And again, Fed Chair testifying, but that's likely to happen at 11 o'clock. On Wednesday, look at it. GDP for Australia. Australian GDP year on year looking to go from a 9.6 to a 3%, quarter on quarter from a 0.7 to a minus 2.7%. So looking at this data alone on Wednesday morning, 8:30 with the Australian GDP, expectation is that we're going to see probably that 3% here. We're possibly going to see that minus. I don't think it'll be minus a 2.7. I think it'll be probably minus 2.5. So, but in the overall scheme of things, still a negative number, still a downturn from the previous period. Anticipation is a weaker Australian dollar at this point. And also Chinese PMI numbers dropping slightly from a 50.6 to a 50.5. This does have some impact on the Australian dollar with this news. With that, you also notice a whole bunch of Eurozone PMI numbers, the UK PMI numbers to be released this week. So there's a lot of news to be released this week. And factoring all this news together with the new variant, together with the uncertainty of the new variant, we're going to see quite interesting times ahead on the markets. With that, bear in mind, we are in the first week of the month. So we do have on Friday, the US non-farm payrolls was 531K, expected 550K. This is probably going to be a good number as usual on the December payrolls. Usually we see an uptick in terms of non-farm payrolls. Average hourly earnings month on month looking to stay at 0.4%, and unemployment rate for the US again looking to drop slightly from a 4.6 to a 4.5%. I don't expect any big surprises here on the non-farm payrolls, which could actually translate into quite interesting times for the US dollar. I think we might see that strength continue on. What that all means here on the charts is for the Aussie dollar. Well, before I get into the Aussie dollar, let's look at the dollar index. I'll touch on, Scott has gone through all that in detail, but I note that it's bounced off, or it looks like it's bouncing off that 96 level. I think that it'd be quite interesting if it doesn't break 96. We could see it as a good platform to scale back up towards that 97 level again. So with all that in anticipation, what I'm expecting to see on the Aussie dollar H4 time frame now is that we might see a bit of a bounce. I think it will struggle to break this 71.20 level for a while. So I think we might see a bit of a bounce now, but I'll be looking to sell it down off this level towards the 70 flat. Towards 70 flat, what you could be looking for is selling opportunities below 71, below 71, you're looking to sell. You have a 30 pip stop loss for a good 90 pip take profit level, a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside. But bear in mind, if you're trading it down towards 70, going to the daily time frame, the last time we came to this point and failed to break was back in August 2021, right? And then if I zoomed out further, the last time we broke this level was back in 2020 in October, where it broke this 71.20 level, went straight to 70, bounced back up, went to 70 again, and bounced back up. So I think that it might still be quite possible that we'll see it break this current support level, but once it gets to 70, I anticipate a quick bounce back up of the support. I don't think the Aussie dollar will break below this point significantly. So bear in mind, if you're trading it down, don't try to anticipate it. to break or be a bit more conservative with your take profits within this area. With that said, a little bit different on the Kiwi dollar, sitting at 6819 at this point. We've seen it in consolidation. Again, same like the Aussie dollar, I anticipate a little bit of a bounce. But if I went to the daily time frame, you can see the last time we got here was in August, same like the Aussie dollar. But if I zoomed out further, last time we came towards this point was in 2020 in September, where it rejected twice before coming back down again, and it failed to break lower in October 2020. So what I think here at this point is for the New Zealand dollar, likely that is going to stay above 6819. I don't think it'll break below. I don't think we'll see that big drop towards 6664. But I think that in either direction is not a good, no real good trades on the New Zealand dollar at this point. Anticipation is that we might see it sit across slowly or slowly climb up towards 6967. This is also because we have heard from the RBNZ pretty positive notes and comments about the economy as a whole, and I think the New Zealand economy or the New Zealand as a whole seems to or might be able to control this next level of COVID variants, you know, preventing entries into the country. We might see the New Zealand dollar climb up. With that divergence between the New Zealand dollar and the Aussie dollar, this is something that you might want to pay a bit of attention to, but I think keep your trades short term, keep your trades well managed. I would prioritize the Aussie dollar above the New Zealand dollar at this point. But with all that, these are all on the H4 time frame. If you're looking into shorter term trades, if you're looking into more managed trades, what you're going to do is jump onto the call tonight at 8 p.m. Traders Club members, tonight's call at 8 p.m. I'll be going through shorter term trades, immediate targets across all the other currency pairs, just so that you can prepare for your trades for this week. With that said, I'll pass it back to you, Scotty.
All right, thanks very much for that, Jen. And again, the trade ideas have been shared in the chat there for the Aussie and Kiwi as well. And Paul, I haven't forgotten as well about, if anyone's following the equity chat group, I'll be sharing a few thoughts on just how I play things in the morning. It's usually the first hour, just for anyone that's interested in that as well. So that is it, guys. It's Monday's episode. Hope to see everyone tonight as well, 8 o'clock, GMT +8. But that's it. Stay safe, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.